Welcome to the Southern Asia Division from the Media Missionaries of Network 7 Media Center. This is Mission Sonlight.
Today from this region of Southern Asia, we focus on the Cunningham Church in Bangalore, officially the Central English Church. The Cunningham Church serves an affluent, young, and influential community.
It's one of the most expensive locations in Bangalore. So a lot can be done because people who live in this locality are pretty affluent people, and it's not very easy to reach out.
Ellen White, in the book Christ Object Lessons, penned these words about serving the prosperous. There is a work to be done for the wealthy. They need to be awakened to their responsibility of those entrusted with the gifts of heaven.
All I can say is this place has a huge potential.
This church needs more attention than any other churches in the outskirts, because this is in the heart of the city.
To have a church that is probably, say, 10 minutes away from the governor's house, about 10-15 minutes away from the assembly hall. We are connected to the movers and shakers of this state.
The plans of the Central English Church are developing with clarity and purpose. From this center of influence, intrepid leadership will run cooking classes, afternoon student tutoring, potentially a small restaurant. They are preparing additional resources to connect with the fast-paced lifestyle of the rich living here in the center of Bangalore. They are already reaching the community through youth events.
We want to start a youth missionary movement, and we have close to about 70 families, and so it's a church that's growing. Some of them migrate from here to other countries. Also, we thought of getting a good kitchen, and we have some couple of amazing cooks, so we thought of having a good nutritious lunch for many of them who work in this locality.
If we have this space open during the week, young people can come in, they can have counseling, they can have mentorship, or if there's something that they just want to like read, this place will help them to have that space that they need, which is lacking in the city actually, in a church environment.
We can also use this as a community center. We can have medical camps, have lifestyle centers.
The facility will provide essential space for the church families as well.
Use the space for comfortable Bible studies, baptismal classes, so many things that we do in the afternoon.
We try to do a patchwork of the existing buildings, the classrooms. We try to move here and move that, but it's old. It's time for change. And so we wanted to redo these classrooms so that we could better serve our community, better serve our children, and we also wanted to find ways we can interact with the community. Then we also wanted to have a better utility hall where we could do many things.
The new structure will also have space for a parsonage, so the pastors can afford to live nearby and will be able to better serve their community.
We have a lovely pastor who goes beyond his call of duty many times to be present in time of need.
And I serve as the pastor of this church, and I have something very unique because my parents were members of this church, and I was born into this church pretty much, got dedicated here, and my parents moved as missionaries later, and after maybe 30 years I have a privilege to pastor the same church. So this church really means a lot to me, and I don't think many get a privilege to pastor the church they were actually dedicated and born into.
While the work is rewarding, there are always challenges that build our faith too.
I think one of the biggest challenge that the young people face is Sabbath, because most of the workplaces, institutions work 6 days a week. So a few of them find it difficult, but whenever there's a possibility, they come in here, and we as a church, we welcome that. A lot of them stay in different parts of the city, so by the time you travel, it takes a while. But thank God for the metro, which is a bit of convenience for people to come in and worship.
When the youth comes here and stays back on Sabbath for lunch, we have a fellowship. And a lot of times when they have any burdens, any pains, they get time to share that, which would not happen if they were just to attend the service and leave.
A couple of years working openly was not very easy. In fact, there was a law passed by the government which curtailed conversion. and so we were advised not to baptize anyone, and the government were not very appreciative for Christians who focused on introducing Jesus to the communities. And so we had to rethink how we can share Jesus in a way that it would not become judgmental.
He has given some a little more in the pocket, some a little less, because He can teach us how we can share and feel what God can do for someone else. So I think it's really important to get the blessing of sharing, because happiness is only making somebody else happy.
On Sabbath, March 30th, the members of the Cunningham Church are counting on the gifts from the members of your church, members just like you. What will you give?
We would like to thank the General Conference for taking this initiative to help us in terms of finance for construction of the church and the classrooms.
And we are hoping that the offerings that you're going to give are going to be put to best use for the glory of God.
I sincerely want to thank all the members for your generous contribution in advance. Thank you so much for keeping us in your prayers, and we are praying for you as well.
I'm so grateful for every one of you who are giving towards this project. It's from our heart.
From Bangalore, India, in the Southern Asia Division, and the media missionaries of Network 7 Media Center, this is Mission Sonlight.